Okay, here we are again, and I just really couldn't get away with not using the 32 Smith & Wesson Long bullets that I brought down here with me, or should I say cartridges. So I'm going to repeat yesterday's exercise a little bit, and I'm going to fire the 32 S&W, a full load, the 32 Smith & Wesson Long from Georgia Arms, the 32 H&R Magnum, the 327 Federal Magnum, and the 32 automatics once again. And that will be fired from the Ruger SP101 in 327 Magnum with the 3-inch barrel. And swinging around once again my trusty target at a random distance. So let me get the tripod set up real quick and get to shooting. Okay, we're all ready to go, and we are all loaded with the 32 Smith & Wesson. See if you can see that. Okay, 32 S&W. And once again, we'll be firing from a kneeling position. Let's see if I can get myself into frame again. And some of the more keen observers will notice that I have on the same clothes as yesterday, since I was going to do the same work that I was doing yesterday. No need in messing up an extra pair of clothes, since I was going to get those smelly anyway. So if you see the same clothes on, you'll know why. Trust me, this is a different day. This is April 18. Okay, and once again, I'll be firing in double action. Once again, I'll be firing in double action. See if I can get myself in the frame. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Let's zoom in and see what we did with that. Okay. And now I'm going to load the 32 Smith & Wesson Long, and these will be the Georgia Arms. I really like Georgia Arms. This stuff is high quality. Here we are. Georgia Arms, 32 S&W Long, 82 grain jacketed hollow point, new ammunition, 50 rounds, 20 bucks, and that's 850 feet per second. Okay, so we'll pour out a couple rounds of these. All right. And load them one by one. Now I'm working around the camera, so pardon me if I dip in and out of frame every once in a while I load these guys. All right, let me swing this back around, see if I can stay in frame. Now, I've never actually fired these particular cartridges before, but I have used plenty of Georgia Arms ammunition, mostly the 41 Magnum deer stopper ammunition and the cowboy action loads from those guys. So, and the one thing also, you don't find 32 Smith & Wesson Longs in jacketed hollow points very often. And I guess you could, if you do reload, you could reload your own and make them. But as far as from a manufacturer where you can just purchase them by the, in bulk quantity, I'm not familiar with a whole bunch of others aside from Georgia Arms. All right, so just make sure. All right. Okay. So that was the Georgia Arms 32 S&W Long. Alright, let me see here. Yeah, I kind of noticed a couple things about my point of aim. I actually, since I haven't adjusted the windage on this at all, and it does have, an adjustable windage on there, I actually have to hold the pistol or the revolver, aim it a little low and to the right, and then I'm a little more on target. So take care of those. Another thing I like about revolvers is it's extremely easy to capture your spent casings. You don't have to go digging around. You don't have to go digging around or sweeping up. You can just empty them into your hands and dump them into your pockets. Okay, 32 H&R Magnum. Okay, let's see here. 6. All right, let's load these guys up. Take a look at these guys. So one of these days I'll definitely have to bench rest this so that I can aim a little truer and still come and let's see here. Alright. I'll be able to aim a little truer and hit the bullseye a little more while aiming directly at it, as opposed to compensating. Okay, and as we move up in power, I noticed one very important thing. My hearing protection wasn't in. Okay, so like I said, I try to keep it real, include glitches and all when I try to make my videos, because when you make a video there's a lot going on, and it's kind of interesting too, because unless you actually do a lot of hunting, and I'm not sure if hunters actually wear hearing protection while they're hunting, because you're doing some, I guess you're going on sound, but mostly you should be hunting on sight. Most people don't fire their weapons without their hearing protection on, so you really have no appreciation of how loud these things can be. Now just imagine, now that was just the 32 H&R Magnum. Now just imagine if you cut loose in your house with a 357 Magnum. Now how the hell, how loud do you think that that's going to be? So I'm not saying that people should, but there's the realization that when you cut loose with something like that in an enclosed space, you're going to get scrambled. And there's no two ways about it. Because you're not accustomed to the volume of these things, and it's actually very painful. Now that particularly wasn't, but I'm sure that the 357 Magnum, once you unload that. Alright, let's take this. Alright, these guys. And okay, these are the 327 Federal Magnums. As you can see, the bullets are getting progressively longer, which is to be expected since you're generating more power. Alrighty. Alright. Once again, single action. I really like the 327 Magnum. It's a very snappy round. It's a very snappy round and plenty powerful enough for what you need. Okay, that's what our board is looking like now. So, yeah, I'm putting more on paper than I was the other day, but as I said, I can always use more practice with these things. I can definitely drift the windage a little bit, and that should help me be truer with my sighting. Unfortunately, the SP101 with the in 327 Federal Magnum doesn't have an adjustable sight or adjustable for elevation, so you can just drift the windage left or right. Okay, and last but not least, we'll get back down to the 32 ACP once again. And let's just check these guys. Yeah, we're getting a little gummy now. Alright. You can start to see a little more debris and stuff like that. But that's to be expected when you use shorter cartridges. You'll have more powder residue building up within the cylinder. So this is totally expected. It's no failing of the gun itself or anything like that, but once you move from the 32 to the 32 S&W to the 32 S&W Long to the 32 H&R Magnum to the 327 Magnum, each one of those cartridges is progressively longer, and the shorter cartridges have left a lot of residue in the cylinder, so the difficulty in extracting is to be expected. Okay, and last but not least, the 32 ACP. Alright. Sorry if I fell out of frame there for a second. I was trying to see where my dropped cartridge got to. So we'll just dust this bad boy off, kiss it up to God, and hope for the best. Aha. Okay, I think I had a misfire on the first one, so I'm just going to dump these guys real quick. Alright, so that's one of the things with the 32 ACP. whenever you, let's see if I can find these guys now. Just drop them in the sand here. Yep. It's an unfired round. See if I can find them again. Okay, it's an unfired round. Let's see if you can zoom in on that guy. And I lost it. Okay, there you go. Okay, so I will just relegate this guy to a sandy grave, and that will be that for that guy. But in any case, let's just walk a little bit closer. Okay. So overall, not too bad, but I can definitely use a little more practice. I'll count up the hits on that and see exactly where I stand. I'll have to do a little bench resting on that, adjust the windage on it so that I can have a truer targeting with it. But in any case, that's the SP101 and 327 Federal Magnum, firing all 5 cartridges that is capable of firing, with the single misfire of the 32 ACP. And I think, as I had noted before in my other video, the 32 ACP has a thinner rim. It's a semi-rimmed cartridge, and it has a thinner rim than any of the descendant cartridges of the 32 Smith & Wesson. So having a misfire every once in a while with it is not to be unexpected. And that's about all I can say on that. So do I recommend using it? Not necessarily. It's all up to you if you think it's safe to do so. As I said, it's all up to you. All right, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.